welcome to the highlights of the first day of this Cornhill Test match at Old Trafford, a match in which there's an enormous amount of interest, even though West Indies already have won the series. And it's a fitting occasion as well, because it marks 100 years of Test match cricket on this famous ground. 1884, England played Australia here. Albert Hornby skippered the England side and Billy Murdoch the Australians, and I'm afraid the first day was completely washed out. Well, no such ill fortune today, because the sun was beating down on the players when they went through their pre-match preliminaries. The selectors announced that Norman Cowans would play and Richard Ellison, the young Kent player, would be 12th man. There were two spinners in the England side there. Malcolm Marshall misses out in the West Indies team because of that fractured thumb. They decided not to play him, and they brought in Winston Davis. The toss won by the West Indies. They decided to bat. The pitch looked bare. Looked as though it might take some spin later on in the match. And we pick up play now. Man, there were two spinners in the England side there. Malcolm Marshall misses out in the West Indies team because of that fractured thumb. They decided not to play him, and they brought in Winston Davis. The toss won by the West Indies. They decided to bat. The pitch looked bare. Looked as though it might take some spin later on in the match. And we pick up play now in the very first over. It's the fifth ball. One leg byers on the board, and Ian Botha is coming in to bowl to Desmond Haynes. Two to Haynes, takes him off the mark into the first over. The question there of whether or not Greenidge was playing a shot or just keeping the bat behind the pad. No man at third man, and that outfield is very fast. The first one was Cowan's fault, the full toss, and that one perhaps a little unlucky, running off the outside edge. Ball out of shape. Doesn't seem to be swinging much. Sometimes a help to the bowlers if they're trying to frame a case for the umpires. Cowans, well caught, good catch. Difficult to judge that. Picked it up in the background well and then made good ground and caught it well away to his left. It's a very good piece of fielding by Norman Cowans. First blood to England and to Botham and to Cowans. Haynes out, caught Cowans, bowled Botham. The modern-day captains assure me that there's no need for a third man in their scheme of field placings. I'm not yet totally convinced. People keep picking up 4 runs there. Cowans has had 16 runs taken from him so far. He's only bowled the one bad ball. That was the full toss where he was trying to spear the Yorker into Greenidge. The other 12 runs, the 3 boundaries, have all come from the outside edge. So Ullett.
Not about first delivery. It looked as though it might just have swung a little bit. And, good Yorker length.
Yes, no question at all, that swung. And almost got under the bottom corner, and they almost had a mix-up in the running.
Oh, both wants a little bit more. It's coming on at this end now. Coming downwind, so he comes on to take over from Cowans. Well, he nearly paid off, because Gordon Greenidge wasn't terribly far off that. That's through the gap, just lent into it, but nobody's going to stop it. Races away for 4 more. So the 50 comes up for West Indies. Taken just on 75 minutes and comes up in the 17th over. that's a great shot for 4 runs. Greenidge onto that so quickly. It's not more than a flick of the wrist there.
Marvellous shot this. Beautifully in position, and the way he whips those wrists over the top to keep it down. Superb stroke. Eye on the ball, head absolutely still. Bang.
And the second one goes down, and Allett, a belated entry to the bowling crease out there, as Ian Botham safely pouching the one from Larry Gomes. So it's 60 for 2 now, and Gomes, the sheet anchor of the West Indian batting, just getting the outside edge.
And that ended up being quite wide. And beautifully picked up there by Botham. Low down.
Viv Richards about to take strike. 3 slips and no gully for Richards. Start for Richards. Nice little single to get him off the mark. The West Indian drummers, well, one thing is certain about this day's play. That drum will spoil the enjoyment of the day for many, many people who are sitting here and having it hitting their eardrums all day. Out! Caught by Cook at square leg. Richards goes. Allett claims his second. Very firmly hit stroke. Beautifully taken by Cook. Perhaps a little bit of fumble. He had his back to us here.
A real turn up for the book, this. They're flipping that off the middle stump. And as so often he does, he hits it in the air through there, but straight at Cook. A great blow for England. And Vivian won't be very pleased with himself there.
That's a great double breakthrough for England. Larry Gomes, who can be depended on to hold down an end, and Viv Richards in the 1 over brings out Clive Lloyd on what is virtually his own ground. He's played here for Lancashire for a long time. Wonderfully popular man. Good crowd here at Old Trafford today, giving him the warmest of receptions. Clive Lloyd now to face his first ball from Botham. And off the mark. That's 4 runs. Well bowled again. 3 wickets to Allett. West Indies 70 for 4. Lloyd goes, and Allett is a hero.
I think we'll see once again Paul Allett getting in very close there and getting the batsman to play at one that's perhaps a little bit wide. No, that was a fairly straight delivery. And an outside edge, and Paul Downton picks up a nice little catch there. Well, disappointment for Clive Lloyd in front of his home crowd virtually. But a marvellous spell of bowling this by Paul Allett.
Neatly taken by Paul Downton. Just 7 more runs added to take the score along to 77 for 4 at lunch. A great performance that from Paul Allott, 3 wickets and Botham 1. Greenidge 36 not out and DUJON 5. Did well to hold on to lunchtime, but that pair after lunch will need all their expertise if they'd hold England at bay. We pick up play now with the 3rd ball of the 5th over. 5 runs have been added, and Ian Botham is coming in to bowl to Geoffrey DUJON.
Oh dear, dear, dear. Stroke of luck there for Mr. DUJON. Doesn't please Ian Botham. Flush there between 2nd and 3rd slip. Yes, I don't think that really could be considered a chance there. That's sloppy little bit of work in the field, I must say, by England to allow DUJON the single there. That's short and 4 runs. Bad delivery, in fact, there from Ian Botham, particularly on this pitch. Greenidge all the time in the world, the shot that he plays so well. Onto the front foot, changes his mind, plenty of time to get on the back foot, whack it away for 4 more, and moves his score under 44. DUJON on 14 now. Stroke nicely through mid-off, and watch that ball gather pace as it goes over that fast outfield for 4 more.
Well, a genuine victory for the batsman here, because there was nothing wrong with the ball. It was only marginally over-pitched, in fact perfect length, and that shows the quality of DUJON's stroke there.
Clip on the onside will bring 3 figures on the board for West Indies. So the 100 coming up for loss of 4 wickets in the 33rd over. Ian Botham was still to bowl from the Stretford end, responsible for a statement which has just reached us from Lords. Ian Botham has advised the TCCB that he will not be available for selection for England's winter tour of India and Australia. After 8 years of concentrated cricket, he feels that he will benefit from a rest. Oh, and again, I think that's probably 8 runs that those wickets have saved England now. It was quite firmly struck again by Greenidge. That's placed nicely. That's racing away again. Terry's got the job this time and no hope at all.
Surprising at this stage that the spinner hasn't been given a run again. These two have both looked very comfortable, and with Nelson on the board, 1-1-1, perhaps Ian Botham can solve the problem. Single brings up Greenidge's 50. Very well controlled innings. He's played very competently. 7 fours, 84 balls, and it is his 25th 50 in Test cricket, not including the 10 hundreds he's already got.
That's a good shot. Just a little gentle push through mid-wicket. No chance of catching that. The outfield is very, very fast today.
Perfect balance here. Just a gentle push, really.
Good shot. Used his feet well, Geoffrey DUJON. That's why I think this will be a good battle between him and Pat Pocock. This great shot for 4. It's like Larry Gomes. You mustn't bowl there to Geoffrey DUJON. Just without anyone noticing, Geoffrey DUJON has reached 50. Came in the 23rd over.
Single to mid-off by DUJON registers 100 stand for the 5th wicket, moving it from 70 for 4 to 170 for 4. And the wicket-keeper's share is 54. Gordon Greenidge there since the start, 78. 166 balls that partnership took. 14.48 now. It's the run rate 56 runs per 100 balls. Placed up beautifully through the offside. Well, it was a fine shot there by Greenidge.
Just a single added to take the score on to 198 for 4 at tea. What a good innings from Gordon Greenidge. 90 not out. Geoffrey DUJON 70 not out. And that was the partnership West Indies needed so badly. No more success for England in that session, but certainly success for Geoffrey DUJON, who so often has not been needed by the West Indians. He's come in when things have been so good that they haven't had to worry too much about extra runs, although he has made centuries against India and Australia. We pick up play now with Nick Cook coming in to bowl the 2nd over after tea. He's bowling to Gordon Greenidge and 1 run has been added. The 200 comes up. Byes go up against Paul Downton's name. Must have kept very low that ball, so it might even have landed in some of the rough outside the leg stump. Good crowd in. There are some vacant seats on our right-hand side. Pavilion looks good. Crowded and rather pretty with those hanging baskets just in front of the windows. Nice display. Always looks nice, this ground. Good shot, 4 runs. Piercing the field, and that outfield like lightning today.
Marvellous player off his legs. Anything roundabout leg stump, middle and leg.
Four more. Not only 4 more, but Greenidge's 100. And 100 that has rescued West Indies from what could have been a disaster. Great partnership and a great innings from Greenidge, who made 200 at Lord's and now has a century at Old Trafford.
And a tremendous innings this by Gordon Greenidge. 15th 4. It's his 11th Test 100 and his 4th against England. And he seems to like this ground. In 1976, he got 100 in each innings here at Old Trafford. And in fact, he is the only batsman that has ever done this.
Four more to Gordon Greenidge. Beautiful deflection down a long leg. Takes him on to 107.
And lovely delicate leg glance there off the face of the bat.
Cut this time from Greenidge, so the deflection for 4, now the cut for 4, and Gordon Greenidge goes on to 111. This is Nick Cook bowling from the Warwick Road end. He's kept it as quiet as anybody, but that's chopped away very neatly past slip. Alan Lamb giving chase, but no chance whatsoever of saving the boundary.
DUJON's played 1 or 2 beautiful little cuts, none better than this.
First 10 overs for just 12 runs, and that's the first 4 off Nick Cook since tea. And that's over the top of Pocock. Bold shot, but very safe. Fine shot too from DUJON. Used his feet nicely.
This man loves hitting the ball down the wicket. Not very close to the pitch of the ball, but a perfectly safe shot high over mid-off.
DUJON on 82. Again the flighted delivery, and again I'm afraid it's going to go for 4. And that was very nicely placed by DUJON. And again, great illustration there of movement of the feet.
He is a fine stroke maker. A little bit of flight here, and DUJON picks it up very quickly. Beautiful on drive there, straight through the gap.
And a nice straight drive. Progressing a little nearer the new ball. That's Pocock and Nick Cook's job at the moment. 78 overs gone. New ball due after 85. The new ball, I must say, in fairness, this morning did precious little. It certainly didn't swing. And there wasn't much movement off the pitch either. So 178 these two have added. And Pocock the bowler. A little bit of turn there. But all go well for the next 2 or 3 days for the spinners.
Yes, much expectation that this pitch would turn in due course. You don't really expect it to on the first day.
Always a good thing though, Ted, if you can make an odd ball turn, it just gives that batsman a little bit to think about. Even if the next couple of overs it doesn't turn, at least they're looking for it.
Well, I'd just been thinking that DUJON had settled down and set his stall for his 100. But this is a wild and woolly one. He's got nowhere near the pitch of that. And there was a man out. Nice bowling by Pat Pocock, who just deceived him in the air. The ball fell, what, 10 yards short of the fielder end.
So it brought up the 250 for West Indies. So this is Cook. And DUJON facing.
And he's got it. 100 for Geoffrey DUJON in England. His 3rd Test match century. 1 against India, 1 against Australia, and now 1 against England. Very fine player, and this has been a great innings. Don't throw it away now, will be the words from Gordon Greenidge. You must be there at stumps. Dalton's got him, and DUJON will be disappointed at that, and Greenidge will be furious. Going for the hook shot, both of them drew him into it. Good bowling that, and it's 267 for 5 now. And DUJON was out hooking that way earlier in the series. For Winston Davis came in as night watchman, made 2 not out, and in all 6 more were added to the score to take it up to 273 for 5 at the close. A great effort from Gordon Greenidge to follow on his double century at Lord's. 128 not out, and DUJON out for 101. England's bowling figures, both of them 2 for 67, 3 for 55 to Allett, who bowled well all day. And I thought the spinners bowled well. In one period, they bowled 19 overs between them, Cook and Pocock, and had only 29 runs taken from their bowling. Those 2 wickets for Ian Botham took him along to 293 for 5 then at the start. For 55 to Allett, who bowled well all day. And I thought the spinners bowled well. In one period, they bowled 19 overs between them, Cook and Pocock, and had only 29 runs taken from their bowling. A very good day's cricket here at Old Trafford, the first day of this Cornhill Test match. I was fascinated by the battle between the spin bowlers and Greenidge and DUJON today, and a magnificent performance from Geoffrey DUJON and Greenidge to take the score along to 273 for 5 at the close.